the back. Special one. This is the Adidas Forum Grinch collaboration, and man, it's an absolute doozy. This box is pretty cool. It's got the Grinch artwork all over it, those evil eyes, massive grin, and the Adidas branding on top with the Grinch's hand with an Adidas bobble. So this shoe was on the Adidas app, and right away absolutely fell in love with it. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with it, and let's go through it and see what's in the box. So to start off with, they give you these 2 extra insoles, nice little detailing on there, got pictures of the Grinch and things. The paper itself, again, it's got pictures of the Grinch, get close-ups for you on that, and the actual shoe itself is mean. It is a mean shoe in regards to how it looks, how it feels, and for being my first Forum shoe, I am extremely pleased, and it's kind of taken me by surprise, to be perfectly honest. So inside this shoe I've got a red pair of laces and a slightly lighter green than the ones that are already on. Put it aside. On here you get the little keyring which matches the box detail, and on the laces, again I'll get close-ups of these, you get these little decorations that have been put on the laces, presents, pictures of the Grinch, the little dog that's in the movie. And the colour is obviously the first thing you notice. There is a little bit of red detailing on the lace tips, the buckle, and you've got this mesh panel here, which I believe from reading this is called the Dellinger Web. The microcellular wedge and the Dellinger Web give ultimate shock diffusion and absorption. So the history of the Forum back in the 80s, this was a basketball shoe. A lot of various players wore this, and then over the years kind of disappeared, came back, and it's kind of been quite a popular shoe from what I can tell. People have got quite a following, and I can understand why. When you actually put this shoe on, now I can't speak for other colourways because this material on the top, which I'll get to soon, is quite soft. So when you're actually walking around in it, it does feel really nice, more or less broken in straight out of the box. But to start off with, traction. You've got this blade set up in the middle and these little circular pattern, almost like a, kind of reminds like something kind of DNA or something like that, with all the circular patterns and then they're all kind of connected. And then you've got this radial pattern in there. So we see this on the Puma Clydol Pro actually, and there's actually a lot of other shoes that have this. It's quite functional for pivoting on the court when you've got the ball. But in terms of how it feels like a nice durable rubber. It doesn't really feel that soft. Yeah, that feels quite nice. The actual midsole itself is nice and soft to touch. And I'm just going to go off what it says here in the ticket. The Stabilo heel, the external stable heel is in addition to the pre-molded nylon internal counter. The result is optimum rear foot stability and reinforced arch support. And that is referring to this part right here above the mesh. This bit here feels nice and solid, and it kind of it'll stop you from your ankle really rolling in, which is a nice touch as well, because most of the time it's just about your heel, but they've actually carried this right through there. So again, for me, this is actually a bonus, and I had no clue about this. So because of the operation I had in my foot, that actually gives me a bit of support, and it feels really nice on the foot. Next up on the ticket, we have got the Dellinger Web, which again I've already covered and mentioned, is that it's this panel here. Now I did see somebody online talking about it might actually just be this panel, but traditionally it was like the full length of the Forum midsole, but you can only really see this, and it feels really nice. Even the foam itself is nice and soft to touch. Now, although that says it's Dellinger Web, that's just the mesh part. The impact absorber, the ability of the Forum to absorb shock is further increased by a new removable 2-density polyethylene insole and built-in heel cup. This insole also molds to the contours of the foot and has a wide chrome leather sock liner. So As much as the insole feels nice, that midsole is extremely soft to touch. And that is the thing that's really blown me away about this shoe. When you look at this shoe, at first it looks clunky, but when you put it on foot, it's actually extremely comfortable. Now, this is where I would say, and I'm not the first to say it, and I know it's probably well renowned, that to me this is the equivalent of the Nike Dunk. The Nike Dunk, unless it's the SB Pros, I don't own any Dunks, just to be clear, but the ones I've tried on, you know, you get these Pandas, all the retros, they're very, very cheaply made. They're just thrown out in the market because they're popular. Nike's taking the piss with it, and they're just throwing out all these Dunks, and people are racing to try and get them off the app. Include myself from time to time, I'm not going to lie. But there's the SB Dunk Pro, and they ones have feel extra padding on the tongue, you've got the zoom in there, so these ones don't really advertise as being like that, but they're like only £85. This Collab is £100, but this midsole cushioning is, in my opinion, far superior than the basic Dunk you would get. In regards to the midsole again, there is a bit of a soft spot here, and I don't understand why. I don't know if I'm missing something, or maybe it's just a defect in the shoe, but it's extremely soft just in that bit there. But when you push everywhere else, it seems to get firmer as you go along. So I don't actually know what's going on there, and it does look like there's a wee bit of an indent. So I think there might be a wee bit of a defect in the shoe. However, the shoe is still very comfortable to wear on both feet. Moving up to the materials, you can see that it's got this kind of like, it's a suede in different colours. Now on this toe box, this lighter green is buttery soft, really nice. The darker green isn't as soft, it's soft to touch, but it's not as soft as the lighter colour. And obviously the Grinch with his wiry kind of textured hair, then this is supposed to replicate it. It's like a long fibre suede, I think that's probably the best way to describe it. And it's nice, it's really nice to touch. I love the throwbacks to the older shoes. It's not really a throwback as such, because this is technically an older shoe, but when shoes are made up with all the different layers, it just shows a bit of thought has went into the shoe, the materials they've used, and just being able to produce a high quality product. But the fact they've swapped the material out and made it with this long fibre suede, it's a really nice touch. And the fact that it's green, yeah man, take my money. So at first when they arrived I wasn't too sure, but when I put them on feet, my missus said, just wear them with a pair of jeans and a dark t-shirt, you'll be alright. I thought, you know what, that's a good idea. So yeah, really nice touch. The Adidas logo is kind of like glued on there. And then you've got the laces that pop, and again you've got the other laces. Now this one here, before I get to that buckle, the logo is just the Adidas on that one. And on the other one, in fact, I'll get a picture of that one shortly, but that one's got the eyes on it, and then on the inside, if you'll see that, there's a picture of the Grinch. I'll get a close up of that for you as well. Now, the party trick of this shoe is undeniably the buckle. I've seen many of these shoes and I've never once thought about lockdown. Never once thought about how functional that would be. But good lord, that feels really nice. You can have the laces relatively loose, pull the buckle across, you're good to go. Really nice fit. Extremely surprised with this shoe, and if I was going to rate this shoe out of 10 for as a casual shoe, not a basketball shoe, as a casual shoe, I'd be putting this up at like an 8 or a 9. Very comfortable. There's a couple of things that I don't like about it, and I'll go over them now. If I show you the footprint of this shoe, this area here doesn't feel that wide. Now, I've just done the Trae Young video, and the Trae Young one is like super wide, but this is very slim. It's slightly different profile as well to a regular trainer, but what tends to happen, I wouldn't consider myself to have a wide foot, but certainly on the right foot, not the left, my toe rubs off the material here, and I've went true to size on this. My left foot doesn't, but my right foot does. So I don't think it's a problem as such, but what I will say is you may need to go up half a size if you are a wide footer, just based on this part here. It was one of the first things I noticed, because I always try my right foot first because of the screws and plate I have in my foot, and if it's not comfortable on that, I don't bother. But it was comfortable, it was just rubbing a little bit. That was the first thing. The second thing is, on the top down view, I thought it might have been a defect on the right foot, because I noticed that one first because my toe was rubbing, but when I pulled the left shoe out, the shoe almost looks twisted on the top. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it certainly does look a little bit twisted to me in the way it's just kind of doing like that. So this kind of looks as if it's doing that way. And it feels okay, there's not an issue with it, but it just feels that when you've got it on foot, it's like, is my foot sitting in the right place? Other than that, I really like this shoe, and I've already been looking at other colourways, and I think I will be purchasing more. Bit of a backstory with the Nike Dunk. The Nike Dunk Kentuckys came out, and I got exclusive access to buy a pair. Put my order in, UK size 8. 4 days later, nothing. Not even your items being shipped or anything. Contacted Nike, and they said, yeah, they've sold out. So I thought, well, why are you selling shoes that you don't have in stock? They said it was just somebody beat me to it kind of thing. I didn't really agree with that, on the basis that they're sending out exclusive access invites to people who put their size on their profile on the sneakers app, but they don't have the shoes to sell them. So I found that to be a bit cheeky, that Nike are taking your money off you, but they're not actually have a product there for you. It just didn't really sit right. So I'm definitely being won over by this shoe as an alternative to the Nike Dunk. The Dunk is a nice shoe, but I've tried on a couple of pairs that are just the regular retros, and I think they're cheap crap. I really don't like the quality of them whatsoever. They're not really put together very well, and I have tried on the Dunk Pros, SB Dunk, sorry, and I like them. I do like the quality. You can tell that that's a performance shoe and it's supposed to be a higher standard. If they come along, then yes, I'll snap them up. But in regards to this here, if you like the SB Dunks, if you want a casual shoe or something that feels comfortable on feet but still has that skate look or old school basketball look, highly recommend this. Again, a very nice collaboration between Adidas and the Grinch, and I feel that this shoe has got a lot going for it, and I don't know how popular this is, so if you have any of these shoes, by all means let me know in the comments below what you think of it. I really like it. I think I found a shoe that's going to be, I'll be definitely copying another couple of pairs in different colours, but definitely let me know your thoughts on this. I did see the Home Alone 2 is coming out. It's actually a nice colourway, but I want to kind of hold off because it's not something I'm wanting to rush into right now. I've got other shoes in my mind that are coming out soon. But yeah, that's the Adidas Forum Grinch colourway collaboration. I hope you liked the video. I certainly love this shoe. I think it's something I'll be wearing on Christmas Day, I think, to be perfectly honest. And if you've got any questions about it, or you want to know anything, not that I know very much about it, but I can happily answer any questions you've got, so please fire them down below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.